The Democratic Republic of Congo recently held its first democratic elections in 40 years. And for now, there is an uneasy peace. The United Nations is attempting to disarm the militias, especially the children. But there is frequent fighting, and some militia are refusing to hand over their weapons. In line with international law, children are now banned from serving in government forces. Those militia fighters old enough are being integrated into the new national army. But the average army salary is only $20 a month, far less than they earned looting and pillaging. So some have switched sides or rejoined the militias. The atmosphere in town is menacing. Allegiances shift with the winds. No one really knows who is on whose side or who is spying for whom. And the mood suggests it wouldn't take much to reignite the fighting. Jean-Paul took me to the site of a recent battle.
I prefer to die a soldier, so I want to go back to the bush to fight.
What's wrong with being a civilian?
If you die a soldier, your parents will be proud because you died on their behalf. Even your friends will be proud. But if you die a civilian, you die at the hands of a machete in your home. That's a stupid, pointless death.
It's thought up to 5 million people have been killed since 1998, when the conflict intensified. And it wasn't just the boys who did the killing.
We were fighting with machetes, arrows, spears, and knives. I'm not using a gun.
Why?
Because sometimes you go in a battlefield with a gun and your bullets will be finished. Then the enemy will catch you and kill you. But with machetes and arrows, spears, you can fight at any time. The machete stays with you. You can always fight with it.
Can you tell me the ways in which you were trained to fight?
I got some training in fighting from my boyfriend, the father of this child. I would tell him, teach me how to fight. Then he told me to join him in battle, and he said he would show me how to fight. He gave me a machete and said, if you see me shoot someone and you see them falling down injured, kill them. Or I will catch someone for you, and you will kill them with machete. Then I did that. He shot someone, and they fell down. I was so afraid to go over to them. He told me, do not be afraid. He said, if you are afraid, you will die, because if that person has a gun, he will kill you, because you hesitate. So I went, and I slashed the head off that man, and his hands too.
You will go to an enemy camp or village. If the people fled already, you will loot everything, radio, money, everything they own, even their guns. And then you sell that, and that money helps you and your commanders.
And when you were looting in the village, what did you do to the women and the children?
You slaughter them with knives. If you want to shoot them, you can do that too, but you can also use a knife or machete. It's no problem. You can tie her on a pole or under a tree, and then you shoot her, and you take the dead body to be buried just half a metre under the ground.
Did you rape some of the women?
Yes, there are some militia who took them away and raped them before they kill them, or they will not kill them and take them for their wives. If her behaviour is not good, then you will kill her. Even if she is your wife, if you dislike her, you can kill her.
The men were raping women, taking them by force. Even if you don't like them, they will just take you by force. They can marry you, and when your husband is angry with you, or if he gets bored, he can easily kill you. This happened to some girls I know.
And is this what happened to you?
Yes, they raped me. Then I went to accuse to the commander. He judged them and condemned them, and they had to pay a fine to my parents. I've tried to abandon my memories. killing people, the memories of being a militia. I've made myself forget them because I don't want my mind to be disturbed. I think about the rape. I can never forget this.
Raping women, even those children, those small boys who were militias, you will find them raping women who are of the age of their mothers. Something is changing. And I never heard of children raping women before before 2000. I never heard about that. But since children join militias, such things have started happening. And raping cases has become as normal than ever before.
The Democratic Republic of Congo has the third highest number of internally displaced people in the world. Here in Getty, some 67,000 people live in a temporary refugee camp. The people here fled their villages during the fighting. Some walked hundreds of kilometers through the bush to get here. For the little ones, growing up in a place like this is really tough. There's just nothing here for them. But there's fighting all around this area, so their parents face a really difficult decision. Do they risk taking their children home, and they might get killed, or do they bring them up in a place like this? Today, the camp is controlled by the National Army, but people here told us they still fear the militia, who come into the camp at night to steal and rape. The night we were there, 2 young girls and an old woman were raped. Violence against women, and especially rape as a form of warfare, is endemic. Villages have been wiped out, crops and fields burned, and the fleeing inhabitants run with what they can carry. This is some of the most fertile land in the world, yet malnutrition affects 2/3 of the entire population. The conflict has destroyed people's capacity to grow crops or feed themselves. In the refugee camp, around 40 children die of malnutrition every month. For the former child soldiers, coming home has been a different kind of struggle. The children are viewed as murderers and made unwelcome in a society still in pain. Some Congolese preach peace and reconciliation. Others are unwilling to forgive.
I saw the killings of people, setting fire to huts and houses, destroying villages. I understand now those things were wrong.
Thomas was a fighter in one of the most feared militia. They were cannibals. They ate the organs of those they killed in battle. The commanders thought it would be easier for the children to kill if they convinced them that the enemy was subhuman, like animals.
It was the people who were killed in battle they ate. They ate mostly the liver. They put it on the fire and ate it. That is what they did. They were not allowed to eat the heart. That was not allowed. I don't know why, but it was the rules given by the witch doctors. They said we should not eat the hearts.
Some of the reasons why those children were doing evil things is because of the information they were given by the adults. And when they got those information, then they can easily use it without checking or without thinking or without meditating on it. The information about killing, the information about raping, the information about all the bad things or lootings done in Ituri, children got it through some adults who gave them those informations.
The troubles are far from being over for the Democratic Republic of Congo. A whole generation of its children has seen the dark side. As night falls, most families stay indoors, fearful of what might happen. And with the night comes the sound of motorbikes as the militias ride into town. No one knows what morning will bring.
And for all the children in Congo, I say we should come together and go back to school and rebuild our country.
At home, I am not living a good life because I have no money. If I can't make money, I want to go back to the bush.
I can't go back. Even if they force me up to the point of death, I will never again join a militia.
If the children will not continue in school, they will not have a good future. They will keep on killing people and raping women. Life is not about looting and killing.
When I was in militia, I had power and money. That is why I want to go back to this life.
I will never allow my child to join the militia. This child will never fight.